Guys, welcome back to the Independent Investor Channel. I'm going to offer you guys 4 tips for millennial investors. And, you know, I'm 40 years old. I don't really like to take advice or be barked at by anybody. I don't really like to, you know, buy into a lot of advice. But if you guys fancy some advice from somebody who's been investing in the stock market for the last really 20 years, pay attention. I'm going to be doing this in 5 minutes or less. But really, just to speak with the newer generation of folks coming up and really kind of point out some of the things that I didn't have available to me when I was younger, hungry, certainly, to get involved in the stock market, and things that I really wanted to point out from my perspective from a guy that's kind of been around the block a little bit. I certainly have a lot of experience. So for you guys that are part of the younger crowd, and a lot of my validations for coming out with the Independent Investor Channel was really just to help all investors, whether it be from the millennial crowd or the blue collar crowd. Quite frankly, those folks that you know are sitting on some wealth and don't know how to deploy that wealth in the stock market. I really don't discriminate in my message, man. My message for anybody who really wants to learn about the correct way to invest. There are a ton of different incorrect ways of entering the stock market. And hopefully you can kind of take some of this information, validate it for yourself, certainly deploy the pieces that you like and resonate toward. If there's certain things that you don't like, don't do it. My information is free of charge. I'm really just doing this to empower individual investors to really see the value in investing for themselves and really putting themselves in charge. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is really just to harness the access. I grew up in the country. So access for me when I was little is to have somebody come over to the house and have dinner with you, sit down, and really just sell you on their proprietary program. They would talk to you about things like the rule of 72 and the power of compounding interest. And, you know, country folk growing up and not really being exposed to the investing world that much, it all sounds too good to be true, right? But you end up investing, right, out of a naive perspective or out of a singular perspective. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to not find answers to the questions. I mean, you guys are all aware of Google. There's really no excuse to not know the answer to certain questions now. Google it, right? Google it. Google the correct way of investing. Google terms like passive investing if you don't understand. Google what compounding interest. There's all kinds of calculators online that can kind of help you understand these phenomena investing that I didn't really have that opportunity when I was little. So the first thing that I would really kind of understand and gravitate to is the prospect of utilizing the availability of information nowadays. All right. Number 2, and this is a big one, and if there was any message that I would ever want to come across to the young crowd today, is to avoid temptation, avoid misleading information, avoid situations where somebody will come on and they will say, look at my success, you can duplicate that success, or you can reciprocate that success. I want you to avoid all such temptation for yourself. I want you to gravitate toward what makes sense for you, all right? And I talk in my catalog of investing videos about making investing individual to you. Now, I provide you the core things that I don't compromise on for my subscriber base. I insist that the right place to start investing is in a self-directed Roth IRA account. I know no better account. That's why I recommend going with Vanguard funds within that bucket or that investment account, okay? Avoid the temptation. If you guys want to tune in to investment seminars, if you guys want to go to investment seminars, if you want to pay for courses and the sort, do so for entertainment and education alone, all right? But make investing make sense to you by avoiding temptation. No penny stocks, no single stock allocation if it doesn't make sense for you, all right? Gravitate toward those investment vehicles that make sense to you. Number 3, seize the opportunity, all right? There is no excuse in this country to pass on the opportunity. It is right there in front of you. It really is. You can start a passive account. You can have the accessibility on your smartphone. You need to rely on no one, all right? And that includes your mom and dad or your parents, your caregivers, the people that raised you, because chances are they are probably investing in the stock market incorrectly. Hate to break it to you, all right? But if you go to your moms and dads or your caretakers and you tell them, hey, I watched some crazy YouTuber talk about self-directed investing, as right as I freaking am, because I'm right, and I apologize for my pompous approach to this, but I'm freaking right, all right? Investing with a financial planner is a thing of the past. It is something that you do not need, and it's something that your parents have probably done. You need to break away from that, and you need to seize the opportunity. Make those validations for yourself on why this is the correct path for yourself going forward. And really the last thing is to validate and educate yourself up. If you have no experience in the stock market, the one bridge that I will provide to you is to educate yourself up on the prospects of passive investing. Passive investing, there's no better investment vehicle that you can use on your passive approach than with Vanguard. You don't need to look anywhere else. You really don't, all right? You can if you want to. You'll come back to the information once you've validated what I've validated over the last almost going on 3 decades of investing in the stock market, and go with the Vanguard approach and understanding the prospects of you don't have to pick that magic stock all the time, right? All you're looking to achieve is a competitive year-over-year return on your money, right? And just to leave it alone. Guys, I hope you appreciate these 4 tips for millennial investors from my perspective. Guys, I'm kind of reaching back and giving you guys insight to all my experience and hoping that you guys can avoid some of the pitfalls that I've went through in my evolution as an investor. I hope you've enjoyed the material. If it's your first time, subscribe to the Independent Investor channel. Hit the subscribe button for me, guys, if it's your first time to the channel. Share the channel out there with any of you guys as folks that you know within your networks that can benefit from the information. We need to get this information in the hands of more people, and I lean on you guys to provide that fundamental base of the channel, which is being built through referral, not search. It is being built through referral and the strength of your guys' referrals from me. Guys, leave your comments at the bottom of the video if you have any amplifying comments to this particular topic. Guys, and just remember, if you know nothing about the stock market, tune into the Independent Investor channel. I can show you some of those ways to help you. It'll cost you nothing other than a little bit of time. And as I say on the end of every single one of my videos, guys, good luck in your investment future.